My name is Kate Hennessy. I'm an assistant professor at the School of Interactive Arts and Technology at SFU, and I'm one of the curators of the Generations exhibit with Tekla Forst and Gabriela Aceves Sepulveda. Generations is an exhibition that features works from artists at the School of Interactive Arts and Technology and the School of Contemporary Arts at SFU. And it plays with notions of materiality, embodiment, subjectivities, and memory as they are expressed in contemporary generative art practice. So essentially the works use computation as a strategy to endow machines with agency to create outcomes for artists that are generally outside of the control of the artists, and that is particularly exciting for us to see those works together in one space. And in the exhibit we see landscapes, we see bodies, we see subjectivities and identities all being transformed through their interactions with generative art.
Great. And then anything else you're kind of thinking about saying, or? 'Cause that was awesome.
I think that's it.
Yeah, and I was just curious if you were interested, if you had kind of another, like, in your field and your understanding, your scope of generative art, or like description of generative art. Do you want to give that really quickly if you feel like it?
Yeah, I can see what comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Generative art is exciting because it takes us into a new domain of systems, networks, code, computation that allows artists to collaborate and work with machines in ways that they couldn't before. So in addition to engaging with a lot of the social, political, societal questions that artificial intelligence and computation bring, they also allow us to harness some of the creative potential of machines that 10 years ago wasn't even seen as something that we would necessarily want to engage with, but today I think through the works that we see in this exhibit and in generative art practice that's growing around the world, we can see that machines and the artists that program them can say a lot to our contemporary situation and have a way of communicating research and art practice in new forms. So for us as curators, it's very exciting to see the works come together, and I think people can generate a better understanding of the potential of machines, but also make their own judgments about the challenges or some of the anxieties that this kind of work might raise for very good reason.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Okay. That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Så
Good.
Good.
hej.
All right.
Perfect. So do you mind telling us about yourself or what your background is?
So I'm Philippe Pasquier, and I'm an associate professor at the School of Interactive Arts and Technology at SFU in the Surrey campus, and I've been doing that since 2008. And my background is I'm a computer scientist, and I'm training in computer science a little bit. I did 1 year in cognitive sciences, and then on the side I developed some artistic practice, I guess, mostly in audio-based audio art, so music, but in an extended view on music, including electroacoustic music and concrete music and soundscape composition, and then later on in interactive arts and a little bit of public art and an interdisciplinary project where I would partner, often doing sound, with and or for dance companies, for video, and a little bit for interactive installations.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that's
So
Okay. My name is Arnie Eigenfeld. I'm a professor at the School for the Contemporary. My name is Arnie Eigenfeld. I'm a professor at the School for the Contemporary Arts here at Simon Fraser University. I'm a composer, and for the last 30 years I've been using computers to assist me in various ways in my compositional process and performance as well. So My interest is in exploring generative music, and from my own explorations of the field, it entails using a computer to take over some of the decisions that are normally made by myself as a composer. So it could be just making some choices from a selection that I predetermine, or it could be very high-level decisions about the nature of the composition itself. So the level of computer involvement in my work has changed over the years. It was very minimal in the very beginning, and now I'm trying to afford it much more autonomous behavior.
Very interesting.
Was that enough there?
Oh yeah, no, that was perfect. And do you feel comfortable kind of delving into music and generative art?
Seasons is a generative audiovisual work that combines generative visuals, generative sound effects to form a soundscape, and generative music. It's in the genre of ambient video, and it's based on pleasant, calming, but beautiful nature imagery and nature sounds and music that complements both of them.
Bang!
Yay.
Awesome.
A little bit about yourself and your background. Okay, perfect.
I was born in New York City, and I lived a lot of my life in Greenwich Village, so around a big art community. But I've always been a bit of an artist and a scientist, so I spent a bit of time in New York at a big early computer graphics lab that people who were doing stuff eventually for gaming and for places like Pixar and things. I was at this really wonderful artist and science place. From that, I moved out west to San Francisco, and I was at Stanford, and always having an art side and a science side. More recently, with the advent of the internet and things like that, I've been able to put the science and art together where I used to really separate them a bit more.
Perfect.
And knocked into it. I wonder if that's going to ban me.